The attendance tonight was 11,352. The gate was $2.3 million. The fight of the night was Steele and Roberts. The performance of the nights were Demetrious Johnson and Yair Rodriguez. Congratulations, they all won $50,000. Who has the first question? Kevin?
First of all, can you fill us in on what's going on with Jones? Was he in a wheelchair?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I just think he was a little sore and busted up, so they rolled him back. But I don't know if he's hurt or anything. But OSP had a broken arm in the 4th and 5th round.
What do you make of Jon's performance? I mean, certainly, you know, you got the two best pound-for-pound fighters in the world going, and Demetrius makes a statement, and Jon comes out, and you know, certainly did not look like Jon has looked in the past. What did you make of that performance?
Yeah, I think that, you know, listen, you guys have heard me say it a million times. I'm a big believer in ring rust. And he's been off for 15 months. He fought the number 6 guy in the world who is tough and obviously has a good chin and put on a good performance tonight. But you know, did Jon look like a world beater? Did he look like the Jon Jones who many say is possibly the greatest ever? No, but he won tonight. You know, he went out and fought 5 hard rounds against a guy who didn't want to get out of there.
Do you put him and Cormier in the main event on 200? When Daniel passes on Monday?
When Daniel what? Passes on Monday? Yeah, I don't know. We'll still, you know, obviously we're working on that still, and we'll figure out what's next.
I'm going to ask Demetrius, but first you. I mean, what about his performance? I mean, going up against an Olympic gold medalist, an undefeated fighter, and to just, you know, win that fight the way he won is
ridiculous. Ridiculous. He, you know, the guy, you know, Rogan's been screaming for a long time for him to be the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, and you know, tonight he went out and just, you know, if you don't agree with it now, I don't even know what to tell you anymore. He continues to evolve when you think that there's nothing left, you know, to learn for the guy. If you give him this much space, he will hit you and he will hurt you and he will continue. The way that he keeps moving and landing and scoring and hurting, and he's unbelievable, incredible.
I mentioned this in my early story about Demetrius, and I said, you know, I thought the only fight you can make would be with Dominic Cruz, assuming Cruz wins. I mean, would that be something if Dominic comes out of that fight that you would consider Demetrius and Dominic because of how dominant he's been, and they both have been?
We'll see. Obviously, you know, something needs to be done with this guy because he's beat everybody in that top 10, some of them more than once. We're working on that.
Demetrius, I wanted to ask you, I mean, obviously, you've been stepping your game up every time out. I know you talked the other day about that. Like, how do you feel, you know, you are now in terms of, do you feel like you're at your peak, or do you still think you have room to get better?
Yeah, I don't believe I'm at my peak yet. I believe I'm still getting better. I went through a lot of stuff in this camp. You know, I got a root canal, I thought I had a stomach ulcer, did testing, but, you know, my coaches are always pushing me to become a better martial artist. You know, hopefully when I get back to the gym, I can get my blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and keep on chugging along. You know, like I said, this is just number 8. Time for number 9. You know, be humble and defeat or victory. Get after it.
Would a fight with Cruz be something that you would be interested in? I mean, obviously he's been a phenomenal champion and he has that win over you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've never shied away from that fight with Cruz. I just want to make sure, you know, my biggest goal right now is to break that title defense of Anderson Silva, and I believe I can do it. So for me to go off and detour on a different route, it's going to have to, you know, really make me want to do it. So, I mean, I fought at 135 before. I'm a small guy, and yeah, I'm not afraid of that fight.
I know how much you want to pay me, Dana.
Hey, he's showing up to fight, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I might not, you know, talk a lot, but I damn sure you guys can believe, like, when I step out there, I'm going to go 110%. I'm going to give everything I have. This is how I pay my bills, this is how I provide my family, and so.
When you first got the belt, I mean, you had a string of decisions that you had, and you know, you were getting criticized for that, and Demetrius is boring, and I know it kind of had a rub at you the wrong way somehow. Now you're starting to finish a lot of fights. I mean, what changed that you've gone from, you know, pulling off decisions to where you're now winning by finish against some elite fighters?
More mat time. You know, I had a very long amateur career, and once I became a professional mixed martial artist, I got thrown right into the wolves. And just me trusting my skill set, trusting my coaching. I've always trusted my coaching, but just getting in there and sparring with Matt, Brad, and then just going out to like, dude, 2 things are going to happen. I'm either going to win or lose. no pressure. Just go out there and fight and have fun. And my coaches are very good about like, dude, just get in there, test your range, test your distance, and then you make the call. And that's a big believer that when he's in the corner, he shouldn't have to say anything. Matt should just sit there and be like, good job, we won, woo! So that's how it should be.
And Henry, if I can ask you, did you feel like you made a mistake, or was that a case of Demetrious was just so good the finish of the fight?
Yeah, honestly, I felt like that was part of our game plan as a camp. I really did believe I was going to dominate the clinch. Coming from a wrestling background, I felt really strong. It was that first knee that he hit me with. I think he said it during the interview too. He heard me grunt. And I took him down. I could have held him out a little longer, but I was still trying to catch my breath. And it was that one knee that really did it. And at that time, when you get hit to the body, you don't even worry about your face no more. So I just started kind of protecting my body, like hanging my head down. And he did a good job. He attacked my body. I underestimated his clinch, and he hit me to the body on both sides. And I think he did a good job. And I underestimated his clinch. I really thought the plan was to take him there, and then slowly wrestle him. But that knee was a difference, and then he just beat me up with knees. That was the biggest thing.
Dana, you guys had announced that the next version of The Ultimate Fighter would feature flyweights, that the winner would get a shot at Demetrious, and the tryouts were canceled. Can you update us what's going on? I mean, in light of this guy destroying number 2 in the world, I mean, can an Ultimate Fighter winner challenge him? Is that still the plan? What's going on with that?
We're working on that. We're trying to. So, when we were doing the tryouts, we were going to see what was out there. You know what I mean? Because the big question is, who in the world can beat Demetrious Johnson? I mean, that's the question. So we're working on it.
Still think it'll be flyweights at this point?
Sleep.
And Demetrious, I mean, you've made it very clear you're going after Anderson Silva's record. But what is the motivation? I mean, this was the last guy I think that people really saying, we got to see this fight. This is the guy that's going to give him trouble. You've beaten pretty much everybody else in the rankings. What's motivation like for you? I mean, is it difficult to get up for these fights when in maybe another rematch or something down the line?
No, when I truly say this is how I pay my bills, I take that very seriously. I don't care if it's Cejudo for the second time or Joseph third, Dodson third. This is how I pay my bills, and I take it very seriously. So I don't need any motivation to fight a brand new person or anything. Last time I checked, these bills pay the electricity bill, so I want to keep the lights on.
Thanks, Demetrious. But good for Yair, please. This was a huge opportunity for you tonight, delivered in spectacular fashion. How are you feeling right now, and just what do you think of your performance?
I mean, my body feels pretty good. I knew the guy was coming after me, and I know he was pretty aggressive, and I was waiting for him. And I just take that shot.
Seems like there's going to be another event in Mexico. I believe maybe in November is what we're hearing. That's kind of a ways off, but it seems like a spot that you could possibly headline. Would you want to wait for the opportunity if you could maybe be a main event in Mexico, or are you hoping to fight sooner than that?
I mean, I don't know what Dana has to say about that, and Sean Shelby. I just want to wait until they told me something, and then let's figure out after that.
Thanks. And then just quickly, if I could, for Rob, kind of a similar question. A great performance for you tonight. I know some things that you would like to change, but overall, how'd you feel? And would you like to potentially headline, back in your region, or are you kind of happy, being out on a different part of the globe?
No, I'd definitely be happy to headline, a card in Jones. To dream of mine, it's always been an aspiration. But yeah, I felt really good tonight. I had a game plan. My coach started giving me a solid game plan. And Natal's tough too. Just stuck to the game plan and come away with the win. It was what more can you ask for?
Question for Barboza. I'm going to ask in português. Queria que você falasse um pouquinho como é que foi a luta, se você imaginou que você conseguiria ter uma vitória tão dominante e como é que você sentiu o Pettis lá dentro?
Então, foi exatamente isso que eu tinha imaginado, dominar a luta o tempo inteiro e dar o meu melhor lá. Isso era o objetivo e graças a Deus eu consegui fazer.
Okay, I asked him about.
Go ahead, you translate for you.
I asked him about how did he feel inside the cage with Pettis, and if his game plan was go there and stay in front of him on his face all the time. He said that was his game plan, and he didn't imagine dominating him like he did, but it was his plan to do it, so he did.
Question, Rob. Rob, just follow up from what you were saying a minute ago. You originally booked to meet Michael Bisping at UFC 193. Is that a fight that still kind of appeals to you?
If you're a middleweight, then you're on my list. You know, I'm happy to fight anyone. There's no particular person I want to fight next. UFC have had no problems matching me up with good fights before, and I'll leave it to them. You know, they've been doing great work. They line them up, I knock them down.
Thanks, Henry. Henry, over here. Reflecting on things now, do you think the title shot came too soon? Would you have liked a few more fights before like the fight got Susan? Would you have liked a few more fights before getting the title shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he dominated that certain area. I felt good, like my recovery. I've never felt this good. It's just that it takes, if you guys have ever fought, you guys get hit. Hit to the body, man, it paralyzes you. And man, it's a humbling experience for me. Like I was humbled tonight. And the only thing I can do is just go back and, you know, maybe I should take my time a little bit. You know, this dude is, I'm actually curious to see him fight at 135. I want to see how good he really is, you know. He proved it tonight. I'm humble. And I'd like to see him fight at 135 for the championship. I think, I want to see how good Demetrious Johnson is. Or how far he could take it.
And what about yourself at 135? I know you fought there before, and the weight cut isn't easy for you, is it?
Yeah, no, the weight cut was amazing this time. Like I said, I felt good, no excuses. Yeah, absolutely. In the future, I would like to go up. I really would. But man, I'd like to at least win a bout before I start thinking about going to 35.
A question for Edson Barboza. Edson, stylistically, going into this fight, this was a very intriguing matchup between you and Anthony Pettis. How did the matchup feel for you in terms of, you know, not only his style, but your style and how those styles matched up?
Yeah, I'm very happy with my performance. Edson try put all the time, go there, give my best. I don't do the game plan. My game plan is go there and give my best, do everything I do in the gym. And I'm very happy, man. He's definitely one of the best in the world. He's number 3 in the rank. I think this will put me very close to the title shot soon. And now I feel now it's my time. Now I'm ready to get the belt for sure.
And a question for Sergio Pettis. Sergio, mixed results tonight for the Pettis brothers. But congratulations on your win. Now, I know Anthony had said, and he's not here, but he had said that it was nerve-wracking when the two of you fought on the same card together. So I wanted to ask you from your standpoint, having done it again tonight, did it seem like any type of distraction for you guys, or was it easier this time around than it had been in the past?
I think it was a lot easier this time, just, you know, because we had not such a great outcome the first time. So, you know, we just had to go together, talk, and realize that, you know, we have two separate careers. He had to take control of his reality, and I had to take control of my reality, and so, you know, that's what we really focused on. I mean, obviously it sucks to see your brother lose, but, you know, we've dealt with hard losses, so he'll be back.
Question for Demetrious Johnson. DJ, you know, a lot of people who are smart people acknowledge you as maybe the best pound-for-pound fighter and one of the greatest ever in your division. It would probably be great if everybody would acknowledge that, but is there a certain badge of honor to you that the people who do point that out are so adamant and vigilant about singing your praises and making sure that you're staying at the top of the conversation?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I'm happy that people see me as the best pound fighter in the world, but for me, it's just another title. I'm more focused on getting better in the gym, keep on completing my craft, and keep on evolving as a fighter.
And lastly, for Yair Rodriguez, if I could, your very flashy style with the kicks makes you a really singular talent in the UFC. I mean, to see a flying head kick walk-off knockout like we did tonight is probably going to put you in some highlight reels. As you move forward with your career, because that style can certainly have risks, do your coaches talk to you at all about trying to temper that, you know, in the interest of the stakes getting higher, or are they just letting you be you?
It's a funny question because they always told me that since my first fight. But I mean, it's the way that I fight. Like I say in another interviews, it's just that like Yair Rodriguez style. I cannot do another stuff because it's the way that I fight. It's the way that I used to fight since I'm a kid. Of course, I try to practice more my basics, my basic stuff, my basic boxing. I know my boxing is not pretty good, it's not that good yet. I'm getting on it, and I work every day to be like you said, like less flashy. But for now, I want to try to be the same Yair Rodriguez as always.
Thanks.
Another question for Yair over here to your left. Congratulations. Early on in your career, it seemed like you had a very strong relationship with Israel Martinez, but recently it seems like you're working with him less. Can you clear up why you decided to go in that direction, especially before this fight?
Yeah, I'm not working with him less. I'm not working with him anymore.
Okay.
We're still friends. We have a great relationship. I used to live with him. You remember that?
Yep.
I used to try to move forward, you know, look for other new things. I think his style is like just wrestling, you know, and he's pretty good. You know, I have my basics in wrestling, and I'm looking for something who's not like that, like strength in my body, because I'm a skinny guy. No, that is strong. So now I'm working with Mark Perry, and we use like more leverage takedowns, using my opponent's weight against him and stuff like that. That's why I just change.
Okay. And at the weigh-ins, and even tonight, and even when the fans were leaving the arena, you seem to get the biggest reaction. People are chanting Pantera, a lot of fans here supporting you, a lot of Mexican flags. I'm wondering if you heard any of that, and if you were surprised that here in Las Vegas, you were one of the biggest stars.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't surprised, because I knew that a lot of Mexican people live here, around here. California is pretty close. Nevada. I mean, a lot of friends and family came here to see my fight, watch my fight, and I knew that a lot of Mexican people will be here because not just because of me, because a lot of Mexicans were fighting the same card as me, and I was pretty happy. Actually, it was that motivating.
And just a question for Edson. Congratulations as well. Historically, throughout your career, you've won fights, and then you get to the big fight, and something bad happens. This time, you got over the hump. What was the difference in this fight for you?
I think the big difference, I put everything, I put the training, I put on the cage. Sometimes I do train very well in the last couple of camps, do well in the gym, but when I fight, something, I don't know what's going on. But right now, you guys see, I think I do exactly, we're doing the training on the cage, and I know, man, I know I don't give my best yet. I don't give my best yet. My coach knows, everybody knows, you guys knows me, and that's was back to the gym Monday, work hard for getting better and better.
Dave, a question for you about Conor Cruz.
What we're going to do is let these gentlemen go, and then in a few minutes, Jon Jones will join us here. So, gentlemen, you're free to go. Congratulations.
Bye-bye now.